You know, I thought he fought a very smart fight, very good fight. It was exactly what I thought he was going to do. And we talked about it. I thought he was going to actually go for a takedown somewhere in there. He did. I thought it worked well for him. Look, you know, that round was a very difficult round for Pereira. He was in trouble as far as when you're thinking so much about what do I do, there's problems because it means you're steps behind. Mm-hmm. And he was steps behind in that round. And I knew going in, look, Alex is going to pressure Adesanya, which is something we see a lot of guys try to do, but they can't do well. Mm-hmm. He matches up so well in the length, and that's something that Izzy really uses to his advantage against most guys in the middleweight division. Is his length gives him an advantage as far as he's able to control the distance. He's very, very difficult to hit.
Well, his speed with it too, though, John. It's his speed
absolutely,
and his length together.
Absolutely. You know, the speed is what comes when he's countering. When you do attempt to hit him, he either pulls the head back or he parries and then throws shots, and it's that speed on him and with that counter shot that makes it so difficult. And you look and you go, he did a lot of that even against, you know, Pereira here in this fight. It was just that as Izzy was moving on, I do think his confidence got more and more as the fight was going on. I had him up 3-1 going into that fifth round.
Yeah. I could have seen potentially 2-2. I could have seen potentially, but I was leaning towards 3-1 for Izzy.
Yeah, you know, I'm being honest, and you know, I was trying to look. I was saying, you know, I don't care who wins, and I had Izzy up 3-1, but that last round, you know, I think he knew that Alex had to come out and really go after him, and he was doing, you know, he was moving around, but he got into that one point where he was in the clinch, and you see how he grabs over the top and he tries to clamp down on the clinch, and you look and I understood that, like, he took a lot of shots to the body when he was in the clinch. I really thought that he would do better in the clinch than Alex. That was one of the things we talked about. I thought his clinch game would be better, and it was in certain aspects. But as far as eating strikes, he ate more strikes in that clinch throughout the fight than Alex did. I just look and I think that some of the things, he was more tired than he looked a little bit, and the movement wasn't quite what it was. And as soon as he got hit by the one right hand, you looked and you said, oh, that stung him. And then immediately, and it was the big difference in what occurred in that fifth round. It was what I was thinking throughout the fight was, first off, Alex kept on throwing that fucking left hook raw dog. It was horrible. You got to set that shot up. And the other thing he was doing is he was throwing, for the most part, singles, doubles. He didn't get into the 3-4s that you need to get into to touch Izzy and cause him a problem. And that's what he actually started to do when he went after him in that fifth round. If you're Izzy, you're going, no matter what, carrying the title is a heavy load. We talk about it all the time. It's not easy, and there's pressure involved with it. And in some ways, he's going, okay, let me get a reset. I'm good. I'll come back. And he will. But he had that fight. He did have the fight. Yeah. I thought he was winning it, but you got to give it to Pereira, man. He did exactly what he had to do to get the victory, man. And that's a winner.
Yeah, look, if you guys listen to our show, hindsight's 50-50. We can sit up here and talk about how Izzy should have done this, Izzy should have done that. But the bottom line is, if anyone deserves an automatic rematch outside of Kamaru Usman, it's Israel Adesanya. So I would imagine they're going to do a automatic rematch. I can't imagine them not. This is very much like the Leon Edwards Usman fight, almost exactly. I mean, there was a minute.
I mean, yes and no. Mm-hmm. Look, let's be honest. Pereira was at 6-1 coming into this fight. Mm-hmm. Leon Edwards wasn't at 6-1, and Leon had more. No, he had more wins in a row in the UFC than Pereira has fights.
Yeah.
So,
No, I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying, but I'm looking at it as I don't think they're going to pass up an opportunity to make more money on this fight.
No, I don't either.
And Izzy, I believe, was getting ready to set the record or tie the record with Anderson for the most middleweight defenses. Am I correct? So, so this just leads up, hey, the record's now off the table. Here we are. Let's start it all over and let's go ahead and make some more money on these two guys fighting. But overall, I agree with you on Izzy. He did a lot of great things. He was smooth. When he rocked Pereira in the end of the first?
Second.
So when he rocked him, it kind of just changed the tempo of the fight. I thought it was the end of the first.
It might have been because he stole the round with it, man. Because he was actually losing that round. And when he hurt him, he also hit him after the bell, which, hey, that's just part of what is happening. But yeah, he took that round based upon those two shots. And you're looking, and
you think so?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
dude, he was almost out of the fight.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, saved by the bell for sure.
Hello, guess
Definitely
what?
Saved by the bell.
That means you lose the round.
All right.
Unless you did a whole lot of great work and had the same thing going the other way, no.
Nah.
You lost that round.
Yeah, I thought Alex fought a good fight. I
think you're right. I think it was the first round. Now that I'm thinking,
it was the end of the first, I believe.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Alex came back and won the second.
Alex came back and won the second. Well, then what round did he get taken down in? The third?
Third round.
Third round, got dominated from the top position, was just getting taken down over and over. Okay. So anyways, it was, I thought Izzy looked good in terms of doing the things he needed to do in the clinch. He was good on the feet, stand up. He was letting his back get to the fence. And I was listening a little bit to, I think it was Joe saying like every time Izzy's back touches the fence, he's in trouble. And it seemed like every time his back foot and his back turned squared, that he was getting hit with some shots, whether it was the body, like you were saying, with the straight jab to the body or the hooks to the body and then coming back upstairs to the top. All of those things played a factor on the damage that he was taking. He took some big shots earlier in the fight too. He just, as the fight went on, he started realizing, okay, I've got this in the bag a little bit. He should have known, which I think he did know, that Alex was going to come out super aggressive in the fifth because he knew he had to win that round.
Sure.
I would have liked to have seen the fact that he was so dominant in the ground position. I would have liked to have seen him, work a little bit more on those takedowns. Maybe, and when we talked about this the week, I was like, yeah, is he going to maybe try to shoot or Alex going to try to shoot? But I think if anyone tries to shoot, it'll be Izzy because by the way, I got a lot of flack, or we got a lot of flack because we didn't mention the fact that he had trained with Glover. My thought process on him training with Glover is that he uses that as an anti-grappling. You're trying to train with somebody who's a good fighter, fantastic fighter, who's good on the ground. You're trying to learn how to stuff every single one of his takedowns because that's who you're going to be fighting.
You don't want to be on the ground.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You're not with, and in fact, you could see at the one point when they were in a grappling situation, you saw Pereira he actually went for a leg lock. Started to, but the skill set is not there to complete that. No. He doesn't understand the technicalities of how I need to squeeze with my legs, what I need to do. It's not there. There's too much space and the leg's going to come out. And you look and go, that's not his game.
No.
His game is striking. All he does with Glover, I'm sure Glover puts him through grappling situations where he's teaching him how to do things too, but it's all about, this is how you stay safe. That's where the emphasis lies.
And it was very evident, like as soon as the takedown was done and Izzy was able to control him from the top position, then if I was the coaches or the corner, like I said, hindsight's 50-50, but I would have had him try to get a takedown or two later on a couple times in terms of working for it.
Don't go out there and raw dog shoot a double leg and get stuff.
No.
But to me, when he put Pereira's back to the cage, Pereira did some good work with his striking, but you could see Izzy was able to control his body and work for that body lock takedown. Work for your trips. Just keep on sweeping out his legs, kick his legs inside and outside, and see where his balance is at.
Yeah.
That's, that's your way of getting a takedown without burning energy, without putting yourself in a bad position.
Yeah, like with Izzy, he could have worked, I think, a couple more times later in those later rounds to try to get that takedown, especially in the fifth. I would have thought that you would have said, hey, let's maybe press this to the fence. Let's drop down on the leg, single, maybe try to get a takedown or get the body lock type takedown. Something to maybe take away the knees. But this is all things that I can sit up here and talk about all day long, John, and be like, yeah, he could have, should have, would have, all this bullshit. But
he fought a great fight.
At the end of the day, he was winning the fight.
He fought a great